I go back to the, outside these walls, again, you guys are probably considered the underdog in this matchup. Is it almost you'd prefer that at this point, knowing what you've gone through and kind of us against the world? Nobody really expected Washington to be in this situation.
We just don't let the outside narrative kind of drive it. And internally, we've got a lot of expectations about how we can play and what we do, but we never, went too far outside of things. Did we feel dismissed or put off? Yeah, of course some. I think that happened in the opening game. I felt dismissive. Hey, man, hang in there. It's going to be a long time. I was like, hey, F you, that's not how it's going to go down. And I was upset, but it wasn't disrespect. It was dismissiveness. And I felt some kind of way, but it didn't motivate me more to say that's how they think of us. It wasn't disrespect. It was we're going to be a lot better than what we just showed today. And eventually we'll show that. So it's not a prove it to everybody else or underdog story. It's, it's how we get down. This is not a 7-game series. And so, we got to play our best on Sunday at 3 o'clock. And that, to me, is the biggest factor.
You dreamed of one day maybe playing in the Super Bowl. And here you are, one win away from maybe fulfilling that dream. What is that like to be in this position?
It's a blessing to make it this far in the season. It's countless. I know teams want to be in this position, so it's a blessing. Can't really take it for granted, but you also just got to be in the moment and take it one day at a time.
How well did you know Mike Sanderstill before you got here, and then what is sort of your relationship with him like now?
I knew of Mikey. We didn't cross paths until around the whole draft process and everything, and then when we both got drafted here, that's kind of where our bond and stuff grew because we were around each other so much because the rookies were pretty much up here doing all the stuff trying to catch up. So now it's just it's a brother to me. We talk about everything, football, life, everything, how the family doing, stuff like that. So it's just bigger than ball.
It's been a great run so far, seeing the way that we've come together throughout the course of the season, fought through some adversity in the middle part of the season when we lost a few, and then to end the season strong like the way we did. That momentum I feel like we've carried into the playoffs, and each week we've gotten better. DQ talks a lot about leveling up, being better each week, and I feel like we've answered that call, and it's going to take our best this week to be able to win in Philly. So it's been great to be a part of this, but we're not really celebrating or reminiscing because the job's not done yet. So we're looking forward to the challenge this weekend, but I'm proud of the way that we have just continued to get better each and every week, and we still don't feel like we've reached our ceiling. So to feel that way in this part of the season, you couldn't ask for more. So everything we want still out in front of us, but we're focused on preparing the White Ray so we could go into this game fully ready to go.
Moving on to the injury report, starting with the Commanders. At the top, you see Sam Cosmi obviously suffered a torn ACL versus Detroit on Saturday night. I expect us to put him on IR probably on Saturday before our game on Sunday. So, once again, that's just so unfortunate for Sam Cosmi. Wishing him a speedy recovery. Trent Scott came in and played well. And DQ talked about the O-line today in his press conference. I'll talk about that real quick. He said that they have been putting a lot of thought into the O-line and that they want to put their best 5 O-linemen out there on the field. So what that tells me is that they're probably going to move Andrew Wiley to right guard and then have Cornelius Lucas at right tackle, which, I thought about a little bit, but I never thought they'd actually do that. I thought, Trent Scott, he played pretty well for Sam Cosmi when he came in on Saturday night. And, he's going to go up against, or he would be going up against Jalen Carter, who is a different animal than any guy the Lions have at D tackle, right? So, maybe a little bit overwhelming for him, right? So I don't hate the decision to, move Andrew Wiley to right guard because remember, he played right guard for the Chiefs when he was with the Chiefs, right? So he knows how to do it. Now, he hasn't done it in a while, but he knows how to play right guard. He knows how to start at right guard. He's a pretty solid starting guard. And then obviously Cornelius Lucas, our swing tackle. He can come in, fill in at right tackle or left tackle in case of injury or if someone needs to be replaced. So that may be how your starting O-line looks this weekend versus Philly. You'll have, obviously, Tyler Biotish as your center, and then your right guard will be Andrew Wiley, your left guard will be Nick Allegretti, and then your left tackle will be Brandon Coleman, and then your right tackle will be Cornelius Lucas. Nothing finalized yet, obviously. We probably won't know what the O-line looks like until we actually get to game day, but that's kind of the way I feel like it is trending right now. So you'll see Andrew Wiley at right guard and Cornelius Lucas at right tackle, but we'll see come game day on Sunday versus Philly. And then everybody else you see on this injury report, Zach Ertz, Clelin Ferrell, Dante Fowler Jr., they all got rest, so they're fine. Deron Payne, Bobby Wagner, they didn't practice today. I expect those guys to be fine. Bobby Wagner was dealing with an ankle injury last week, but still played. It's Wednesday. If there's any time to not practice, it's going to be Wednesday, right? So I think Wagner's going to be fine. Same with Deron Payne. Obviously suffered a finger injury versus the Bucks, but still played on Saturday night versus Detroit. He's going to be fine. And then everybody else, Javonte Jean-Baptiste, Olamide Zaccheaus, Tyler Biotish, John Bates, Brandon Coleman, Dom Hampton, Frankie Louvu, Jeremy McNichols, and Ben Sinnott, they all should be good to go for Sunday night against Philly. And then as for the Eagles injury report, nothing to see here really. Like, everybody's going to be healthy for them. Dallas Goedert, Cam Jurgens, they're dealing with an ankle and back injury. But I expect those guys to be just fine. It's Wednesday. Like I said a minute ago, if there's a day to not practice, it's going to be Wednesday, right? So I expect those two guys to play. And then everybody else, A.J. Brown, Britton Covey, Jalen Hurts, and Quinyon Mitchell, they did practice today. Now, the Eagles did hold a walkthrough, so it wasn't really a practice, just a walkthrough, right? But I expect those two guys to play. They may be a little, limited, like Jalen Hurts. He suffered, obviously, a knee injury, right? And him dealing with a knee injury, he might be a little immobile. So we're definitely going to talk about that as the week goes on. But that could be a factor that kind of limits him on Sunday against us. But, we'll see. But he's probably going to play. Lane Johnson, Josh Sweat, they're going to play as well. And then Kenny Pickett, Byron Young, full participants for the Eagles. So that's the Eagles injury report. Once again, not threatening. It's the NFC Championship game. If you're good to go, then you're going to play, right? The only major injury really on both sides is Sam Cosmi. Obviously, he's going to be out for us, which does suck, but it does look like we have a plan to put our best 5 O-linemen out there and to replace Sam Cosmi with possibly Andrew Wiley at right guard, but we shall see come game day. So that is it for today's video. That's it for the injury report. Man, listening to the press conferences today, man, everybody is locked in, man, and it was so good to see the NFC Championship backdrops, man. That was so cool, man. I thought I'd never seen that in my life, man. So, it was really cool to see. It definitely was cool to see. And once again, it was really good to hear everybody talk at their pressers. DQ, JD, Terry, Zach Ertz, Mikey Sanders, Jeremy Chin. A lot of guys talked at, the podium today, and it was really nice to hear those guys speak to the media. So once again, that's it for today's video. Hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And other than that, it's been King Sean, and I'm out. Peace.